Hey, what's up, guys? So I won the last trial, and it's interesting how that happened. So I definitely want you guys to take a look to see some do's and don'ts from me and from my opponent, and how my opponent really had a really interesting and could be a strong defense for room 4, or maybe I just made some key mistakes, and maybe you guys can give me some feedback on that as well, so I can figure out what to do here. But I really like this room 4 defense. Overall, I was able to hit the top 250, just barely. It looked like it changed. I thought I was at 248, and then so now I'm 250, so I'm not quite sure what happened here, but I'm 250. And Agent Everett, who I battled early on, he's 249, so we may actually get a rematch. So we'll see. I'm going to add a bonus section in at the end where once we get the matchmaking in a couple hours, to see what we're looking like for next week. And actually go over my defense as well, some things that I think could be some key changes with what we have in the game now. But as a quick look here, this is top 250. Shui is still in here. Galiam Gully, who I think he beat me round 2, trial 2. And I've seen Mr. Kennedy's name quite a bit lately. Your name here, Pathfinder 7. So we'll find out who these guys are. I mean, everybody's excited. I'm excited too to see Pathfinder taking on the new community manager role. And to Blade, it'd be great to get a matchup with him. He's 215, so he's dropped a bit. He's been 100 for a long time. And I don't see anybody else. Oh, Platypus Messiah is still in range, so he's 201. And just under me, let's see if there's anybody. Adman might be able to get against him again. Got Woot Woot. Let's see. So I'm not really seeing anyone else that I know by their name, but obviously these guys are pretty much in the same range as me all the time, so I'll get more familiar with their names as we start getting matches. This is where we finished, and I actually went against Ironing Man. And so I think I battled Ironing Man before, and that may be why he chose to go about some things the way he did. His score is low, but it's really deceptive because of some things he tried, and we'll get into that in a minute. And so Ironing Man is 113 mil, well over 4.3 mil SCP, and I'm at 115 mil and over 4.2 mil SCP. So it was a pretty even match for us. And so it'd be great to get another matchup with him, because I think he actually should have won this one. And so I kind of squeezed by, maybe based on our battle from before and what he assumed would happen. So let's take a look at the battles here. So when possible, I'm going to go in with Apoc with the Masters of Evil when I see the Rogue Extreme teams, because the guys are building their Rogue Extreme so strong that it becomes a little bit dicey with the full Masters of Evil, especially when you throw in a Bishop. And so when I have the Apoc, it doesn't really matter if I kill Bishop early, because Apoc is just a safety measure to just make sure this battle goes smoothly. This is pretty routine for me now to double sack and then go with new warriors. But what I wanted you to see with all the diamonds on the Spider Society, how dicey it got for my new warriors. And the key thing is my cloak and my dagger actually B4 strikers. And you can see my cloak almost died. And what I'm thinking is Had my opponent been running the New War, my cloak probably would have died. And then it's a question mark on if this would have been an efficient win or if I would have just lost and couldn't have cleared it. So it's something to think about, because the Mephisto Spider Society seems to be the best way to go for the rest of the season in Room 2. And perhaps New War is the better option to run with this team over the Ghost Spider or Spider Gwen. So with the 3-piece Annihilators out, I think we have to be conscious that Ultimus alone is not really a great option. And even though he has diamonds all over the place on this selection of the team here, you can see that once Icarus goes and Cersei goes, they're in prime position for Kestrel just to start wiping them out. And basically, this team never took a turn. If you're able to go in with a team similar to this with the speed advantage and the power, it's an easy win. And so now looking at this room here, my opponent had a great defense. And this is the one I'm not sure if it was me and I didn't know exactly what I was doing here, because I'm still getting familiar with the Illuminati as a team, or if there was just no way I could have beat this room with Illuminati. Perhaps I should have gone on with the Apoc, Tangled Web type counter or something else. Or I'm not even sure if Cabal would have worked here because of the Black Knight. But it's a very interesting and strong defense that I am considering to run as well. And so maybe you guys can give me some feedback on your opinions on this battle right here. Secret Defenders has definitely fallen in the ranks when it comes to being one of my top options to clear a room. But when it comes to a more of a B-range defense, this being somewhat of a B-range offense, I think it's ideal because you have a lot of control and you can go in feeling pretty secure you're going to get the win. The thing is, you still have to play as strategically, as you'll see, that damage can be done to this team and it can cost you on efficiency. So I wanted to try Ultimates with Cabal, and Zemo was a good option. I could have used Kang. I just wanted to see if he'd be worth having on offense running with this team, and I think it's just more of a luxury, especially now with the three-piece Annihilators out. There's probably a better way to use him on defense than we've been doing in the past, especially when we have prime options go with Cabal like Zemo, Emma, Kang, Titania, Lizard, Vulture, even Archangel. So I don't think it's necessary to really have the Ultimates as a part of this team. So the matchmaking is in, and Loaded Diapers, I've seen his name before, and I've gone against Shui a couple times. I don't even know if I beat Shui yet. So it'll be interesting to see how these matches unfold. But let's take a look at the ranking here. So Shui is at the top, and here are all the guys in order here. So let's take a look at their stats. So everyone is pretty much evenly ranked here, and it'll be interesting to see who gets matched up with who first, as this will probably be my most competitive matchmaking in a while. So this is what I decided to run on defense. I think I'm just going to go ahead and go with the out of time dorm in 1. That still seems to be a tricky defense. I think the key thing here is to have Raider on Peggy and dorm so they can do their abilities. I think Striker on the Cosmic Ghost Rider is fine, because if he does get ability blocked, he'll hit for 50% more damage with his basic, which is still pretty hard. And Cap as a fort seems to be okay so far in this room, and I was able to take him to G19 last week. I'm going to run the Spider Sided with New War, and hopefully at some point I'll be able to get a second diamond on the penny here. And I think that will be pretty much where I stop with them unless I get a lucky pull. I'm going to go back with the Hive Mind, Skrull, Sasquatch defense. I know it's easily one shot by the Cabal, and in some cases guys can go in with Apoc, but I think the combination of my defense here will work out pretty well. Some guys have tripped up on the Room 6 version where I had Skrull with Sasquatch and Guardian, Doom, and Dorm, and some guys were able to one-shot it with Cabal. So I don't think that it's going to be consistent enough going forward, and guys that are getting stronger Cabals are going to still be able to one-shot it. Not as efficiently, but I think spreading out the Dorm to Room 1 and then being able to use Guardian on certain teams like Masters of Evil could come in handy. And so this is my opponent's defense in Room 4, or a variation of. He had a 3-diamond Panda Pool, which I think Panda Pool did hit pretty hard when Panda Pool took a turn with his special. But I think in this case, because he had a 3-diamond Panda Pool and I have a 3-diamond Colossus, I think I can get a similar result. I think the key thing is the other 4, and since there's a lot of synergy with Colossus and the 3 X-Men, I think this could work well. So we'll see what they use on this and how it fares. And so that takes me back to mutants, basically the Rogue in a partial extreme here in 5. And I want to give a shot to Kitty Pryde here, because she does some things on her ultimate with her passive that could help X-Men. And since I don't really have a heavy hitter in here to really do damage as a remaining X-Men that has a decent amount of speed, I figure since I don't have Quicksilver anywhere else, he will be ideal to place here. I considered placing him in Room 6, but I like the idea of going with Nova. Nova should be fine here, and Vahl with the 3-piece Illuminati. And I'm not sure how they'll do, but the 3-piece seems to have some sustain, and I think it'll work out pretty well, especially in that Vahl will get her ult a bit earlier under the attack, and that could be something that could really benefit this team in Room 6. So that's the layout for this week, guys. We'll see how it goes on Sunday and who I get matched against, but I expect any one of these guys to be very tough, and hopefully this defense will help me get a win. Okay, guys, chat later.